My friends, today we begin with a difficult truth many people run from. Your love for someone should never cost you the very self-respect that keeps your spirit alive. Anyone who truly values you will never ask you to shrink, bend, or break yourself just to hold a place in their life. Marcus Aurelius warned us that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and when you allow poisonous behavior into your world, it reshapes you quietly, slowly, and dangerously. You begin forgetting your worth, your identity, and your inner dignity. In this journey, we will uncover 6 destructive behaviors that must never be tolerated, not from acquaintances, not from companions, and yes, not even from your own blood. Stoicism teaches that true strength isn't found in how much pain you can absorb. It is found in what you steadfastly refuse to accept. Today, we fortify your inner fortress. Let's begin. 1. Disrespect, hidden behind jokes. Among the most subtle and damaging forms of toxicity is the insult disguised as humor. It creeps in through friendly laughter, familiar tones, and casual teasing. They mock your ambitions. They make light of your progress. And when you raise your voice to defend yourself, the shield appears. Relax. It's just a joke. But let us be unmistakably clear. A joke that attacks your spirit is not comedy. It is contempt wrapped in convenience. When you laugh along or pretend it doesn't hurt, you are not being laid back. You are giving silent permission to be belittled. Your reaction becomes the training ground for their future disrespect. The Stoics offer a higher path. Marcus Aurelius taught that the greatest form of retaliation is to refuse becoming what the other person is. This means you do not meet disrespect with rage or counterattacks. You meet it with something far more formidable: calm, unshakable indifference. Here is the Stoic method for handling such disguised hostility. 1. Claim your breath and your composure. Don't let the sting of their words dictate your emotional state. 2. Stay completely silent. No smile, no forced laugh, no justification. 3. Hold a steady, expressionless gaze. Your stillness communicates what words never could. 4. Shift the conversation away, turn to another person or another subject with effortless calm. Your stillness becomes the message. Your silence becomes the boundary. When you deny them your emotional reaction, you deny them access to your power. 2. Emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulators are experts at twisting your kindness into a tool they can use against you. They take your empathy, your concern, your loyalty, and reshape it into guilt, pressure, and confusion. You'll hear phrases like, "I thought you cared. After all I've done for you. You're really going to treat me like this?" These statements aren't expressions of hurt. They are weapons designed to make you second-guess your judgment and assume responsibility for emotions that do not belong to you. Their goal is simple: gain control by destabilizing your inner clarity. Stoicism exposes their tactic with precision. Seneca taught that we suffer more in imagination than in reality, and manipulators use that psychological truth to their advantage. They don't attack your heart first. They attack your perception. They manufacture false guilt, create imagined consequences, and distort your sense of duty. To reclaim your power, you must return to the Stoic cornerstone, the dichotomy of control. You are responsible only for your own actions, intentions, and decisions, not for someone else's storms. One of the most effective tools for dismantling manipulation is the gray rock strategy, a method that drains the emotional reward these people seek. Here's how to apply it the Stoic way. 1. Anchor yourself in truth. When they attempt to guilt you, pause and ask, "Are my actions honest, balanced, and reasonable?" If yes, then their reaction belongs entirely to them, not to you. 2. Respond with neutral, grounded simplicity. Avoid emotional escalation. Answer with calm, brief statements like, "I hear what you're saying. That's your perspective. I'll take that into account. These responses remove the excitement manipulators thrive on. 3. Stand firm without defending yourself. A Stoic seeks clarity, not approval. You do not need to convince a manipulator of your intentions. Let your steadiness irritate their chaos. 4. Protect your inner equilibrium. Their emotional turbulence is their responsibility alone. You are not their therapist, their savior, or their emotional shock absorber. When you maintain calm neutrality, when you refuse to bend to their guilt, you embody one of the highest Stoic teachings. You cannot steer another person's emotions, but you can always steer your own reactions. And that is where real power lives. 3. Constant negativity. Some people walk into your life like a quiet sunrise, bringing clarity, motivation, and peace. Others arrive like a storm you never invited, leaving you drained, foggy, and emotionally exhausted. These individuals are what Stoics would call burdens to the mind, the ones trapped in a constant cycle of complaining, criticizing, and spiraling. They don't seek growth. They don't want solutions. They seek an audience, someone who will absorb their misfortune so they can continue narrating it. What they create is emotional pollution. Understand this clearly. Negativity is contagious. Spending consistent time with habitual complainers elevates stress hormones, blurs your judgment, and erodes your inner discipline. Every moment you give them becomes unpaid emotional labor effort you could have used for your own progress. Epictetus emphasized that we must guard our minds with the same vigilance a warrior guards a fortress. That means being ruthlessly selective about who enters your inner world. You cannot cultivate peace while allowing someone else to freely sow chaos in your mental garden. So, what is the Stoic response? The quiet retreat. This is not avoidance out of fear. This is separation out of self-preservation. Here's how it works. 1. Recognize the pattern. The moment they shift into their familiar cycle of complaints, identify it immediately. Awareness prevents you from getting pulled into their emotional gravity. 2. Gradually withdraw your emotional presence. Listen with your ears, not your soul. Do not internalize their pessimism. View them as a case, not a catastrophe. 3. Reduce your proximity. If needed, excuse yourself with calm neutrality. Take space physically or mentally. You can care about someone and still protect your peace by granting yourself distance. 4. Evaluate the energetic cost. Ask yourself, does this interaction nourish me or drain me? If it drains you, it is not aligned with your growth. The Stoics remind us that your mind is your most sacred territory. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your internal state, and negativity is a slow, silent destroyer of that state. Guard your peace with intention. Protect your emotional clarity with discipline. You owe no one unlimited access to your energy, especially when they misuse it. 4. Lack of accountability. There are people who move through life convinced that nothing is ever their fault. When they fail, someone sabotaged them. When they hurt you, somehow you made them do it. These individuals resist responsibility with astonishing consistency. Their instinct is not to reflect, but to deflect, always searching for the nearest person to blame. And when you stay in their orbit, something dangerous happens. You begin carrying the emotional weight they refuse to hold. This constant burden drains your mental clarity. You find yourself explaining things endlessly, defending your intentions, or questioning whether you might actually be at fault. But understand this: people who refuse accountability are not confused. They are comfortable. Their immaturity thrives when others absorb the consequences of their behavior. A Stoic never begs for an apology. He studies patterns, because once someone shows you their repeated behavior, those repetitions reveal their truth. If their actions remain unchanged after receiving forgiveness, then your forgiveness has quietly become permission. You have signaled that they can continue without consequence. Marcus Aurelius advised us to stop debating what a good person should be and instead be one. And in practicing this, Stoicism gives us a clear strategy. 1. Stop chasing closure or apologies. Waiting for an apology from someone who avoids responsibility is like waiting for the sun to rise in the west. Accept that an apology is outside your control and thus unworthy of your emotional dependence. 2. Establish consequences, not punishment. Punishment is emotional revenge. Consequence is behavioral alignment. If they are always late, you begin the event without them. If they break their word, you stop relying on their promises. Your actions adjust not as revenge, but as protection. This is Stoic discipline in motion. You uphold your values without trying to reform theirs. 3. Step away from their emotional chaos. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you. Their minds cling to their version of events no matter the evidence. To keep debating them is to willingly surrender your tranquility. 4. Use their behavior as a mirror. Let their lack of accountability strengthen your own dedication to integrity. Let their immaturity remind you to remain mature. Let their excuses reinforce your commitment to honesty. Walk with integrity even when unseen, even when unappreciated. Your character is your compass. Do not allow someone else's irresponsibility to distort your path. 5. Envy and hidden competition. This is one of the most subtle and often most dangerous forms of toxicity. Unlike open hostility, envy masquerades as support. The people you thought were allies smile when you succeed, but beneath the surface, there's a quiet resentment. You notice it in microsignals, a slight tone of sarcasm, a glance that darkens just a fraction, a half-hearted compliment. The outward support is polite, the inward energy is corrosive. The psychology is simple. Envious people measure themselves through comparison. They cannot celebrate their own growth, only diminish yours. Every achievement you make is, in their mind, a reflection of what they lack. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The thoughts of the envious are poisoned by comparison, and their subtle competition can quietly erode your peace if you let it. Stoic approach to envy. 1. Stop explaining yourself. Your victories, your progress, your discipline, they require no justification. Envious individuals will always find a flaw or reason to discredit you. Do not hand them that opportunity. Keep your actions and accomplishments in the realm of quiet excellence. 2. Turn envy into fuel. Let their resentment become evidence that you are moving forward. Their silent competition is a mirror of your progress. Use it as motivation, not anger, to keep advancing in your purpose. 3. Protect your progress in silence. Work diligently, humbly, and strategically. Avoid broadcasting every success. Let your results speak, and preserve your inner sanctum from their corrosive energy. Humility does not equal naivety. Protect what you are building. 4. Practice stoic compassion. Understand that those who envy your peace often have not discovered their own. You do not need to fix them or explain your path. Your continued calm, growth, and stability are already the most profound response. 5. Keep moving forward. Envy will always exist. Some applause is sincere, some applause is calculated. Do not pause for validation. Do not linger in the comparison trap. Your work, your integrity, and your mind are sacred. By mastering this, you reinforce a critical Stoic truth. Your inner state cannot be dictated by the silent judgments or hidden competition of others. Your calm, focused, and purposeful life is non-negotiable. 6. Disrespecting your boundaries. This is the ultimate test of self-mastery. Every toxic behavior we've discussed, disrespect, manipulation, negativity, lack of accountability, envy culminates here. Boundaries are not walls to push people away. They are gates to protect your peace, your time, and your mind. When someone repeatedly violates your boundaries, it is not love or care they are asserting control. They are testing if your self-respect is negotiable. And make no mistake, tolerance here is the breeding ground for all previous toxic patterns. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The essence of self-mastery is enforcing your boundaries with calm authority. Explanation is often an invitation to debate, negotiation, or argument. It is unnecessary and sometimes counterproductive. The Stoic strategy: calm enforcement. 1. The boundary statement. Frame your boundaries in 3 clear parts. Observation. State the fact: I notice you continue to call me after 9 p.m. Need. Clarify your requirement: I need this time for my family. Consequence. Specify the action if it happens again. If this happens again, I will turn off my phone and return your call the next morning. 2. Assert and exit. Do not raise your voice, justify, or argue. Enforce the boundary calmly and step away. Let the consequence act naturally. The Stoic enforces integrity without emotional reactivity. 3. Respect your own time and energy. When you value your time, others start to respect it. When you protect your energy, they stop draining it. Walking away without anger is the ultimate demonstration of mastery and self-respect. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the nearer he is to strength." Boundaries create the conditions for that calm mind, forming the fortress that preserves your soul. Conclusion: the Stoic path to inner strength. We've now examined 6 toxic behaviors you must courageously remove from your life. 1. Disrespect disguised as jokes. 2. Emotional manipulation. 3. Constant negativity. 4. Lack of accountability. 5. Envy and hidden competition. 6. Disrespecting your boundaries. Stoicism teaches that true power is quiet, disciplined, and internal. Your value is non-negotiable. Peace is not found by pleasing others. It is built through self-discipline, vigilance, and refusal to accept what diminishes you. Remember, freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is refusing to do what is wrong for you. Protect your mind, safeguard your energy, and enforce your boundaries. If this video strengthened your resolve to protect your peace, like it to affirm that this type of focused philosophical content matters. Subscribe to join the journey toward calm, composure, and unshakable inner strength. One final act of discipline. Comment below with the words, "I choose the boundary," to cement your commitment to guarding your mind against chaos and toxicity. I am your companion on this path, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.